Hi, and welcome back to another Scent Notes video. I'm Sean Maher, and I'm here to talk about a Maher Olfactive release that's coming out today. It's called Sagan Dalya. It is a scent that I'm really excited about, and I think it's perfect for the fall weather. It is something that's warm and thick and rich. It's like wrapping yourself in a woolen blanket or thick, really thick sweater on a crisp autumn day. It's something really comforting, but also something I think is really surprisingly nuanced and something that gets better over time for something that's such when you get a big, thick, rich fragrance, sometimes it can be really single faceted. I think this is really multifaceted and something you can really explore. So we can start with the name Sagan Dalya, and it's in the tradition of famous Sagans, I guess, like Carl Sagan, Peter Sagan, and now it's Sagan Dalya. So I kid, but truthfully, it's Sagan Dalya is a name for Siberian rhododendron, which is a word I have a big time mental block on. I'm not a good pronunciation person in general, and rhododendron is just, I don't know, I have trouble with it, so I'm gonna blow it at some point, so be prepared for that. So Sagandalia is the name of the plant that's used in Tibet, where they use it as a medicinal tea. It's a tea that is known for anti-inflammatory, I think healing, getting energy, invigorating. I'm not entirely sure. I forget a lot of things. I don't have it in front of me, and I forgot to look it up before the video, so my apologies. But Sagandalia is the name for the Siberian rhododendron. How I came across Siberian rhododendron is I was just going through, just making a normal order from one of my suppliers, and I like to see what stuff they have, new stuff I haven't tried, different materials, because it's just fun to expand the palette and experience new things, because that's, I guess, just part of being human, exploring and curiosity. So I tried it, and as soon as I smelled it, I knew I wanted to use it in something. I didn't know what. However, it was said to be something that was not going to have availability all the time. It might be sporadic availability. So I went ahead and bought a few ounces, spent way more than I should have for something that I didn't know if I was going to even use necessarily, because I'm not a good businessman. But what I did was I bought some with the faith, thinking that I was so inspired by this material that I knew something good was going to come out of it. So the first thing I knew is, I think so a little back up for a second. Siberian rhododendron is an evergreen bush. It's not like what we would think of a rhododendron here in America. It's evergreen, so it's got some of those evergreen qualities, like it's going to be crisp, kind of cool. It does have a fruity aspect, maybe leaning a little bit more hesperetic, but it is something that is really refreshing and bright and crisp and just invigorating. I guess that's why the tea has the reputation it has, because it is a very invigorating type of note. I immediately thought this would pair well with tagete marigold absolute that I had. It's a little bit more cool crisp. It's a little bit more on the rich fruity side, but they both, I felt immediately, I was like, these two, I know they go together. So I knew from the bat, at least those two were gonna combine, and they combine to form a top note that's really fruity, but you're gonna get that cool crispness of it as well. So it's it's like a breath of fresh air in Siberia, if you will, and it's kind of that feeling you get when you inhale cold, crisp air, and especially like in a morning when there's a little bit of humidity or snow on the ground. But I needed to find, obviously, some other notes. So the next note that I thought that would go really well with this was labdanum. I had a specific labdanum I hadn't used yet. It's a Spanish one. I had both an absolute and an essential oil. The absolute obviously was thick, rich, and sticky, like you will with labdanum, but it had a almost higher frequency, if you will. I'm sorry, I just use musical terms so easily to describe things, because notes, all that stuff. I feel like perfumery and music are just so intertwined in how they work. But so I had like a higher frequency to it, a little bit different timbre, and so what I did was I started thinking this higher frequency, almost fruity note for the labdanum would go really well with the fruitiness of the Siberian rhododendron and the tagete marigold. So then also the essential oil really took that up a notch as far as that bridge, that really bright, and it really helped it from getting dragged down too much into a big, thick, sticky mess. However, because of that quality, it maybe didn't serve as the best base note, as a standalone. So I augmented it. I used a couple notes to augment it. One was cypriol, which is it's a resinous note, comes from the cypress plant. And with cypriol, it is often used in oud reconstruction. So if someone wants an oud note in their perfume, but they don't want to deal with the price of oud or the availability being so, batches can fluctuate quite a bit. And so maybe they want more consistency, they will use cypriol as the heart of an oud note. So, obviously I was not going out to construct an oud note here, although there are, I think, some similarities with how this labdanum interacts with the cypriol that make it feel a little bit like a Thai oud. However, it's not an oud note whatsoever. But I did use the cypriol to kind of pull down the base and fill it out a little bit more. Then to further that, I used tonkatone, which is a Tonkin deer musk reconstruction. So you don't have to kill any animals to use it. But it is kind of got that caramel type of quality that you might get from a Tonkin deer musk, and it really pulls it a little bit more out of that the base. And then, but it also is deep and it's a big time anchor, so it really pulls it down and gives some gravity to this scent. And I feel like it really helps make that labdanum work as a big full base on its own without having to use other materials. However, at this point, the middle is still empty. So I started thinking, and I immediately grabbed Immortelle Absolute, because Immortelle Absolute is also has that kind of, in my mind, that syrupy, almost maple syrupy quality that I thought went really well with the labdanum, but also has some spiciness to it, so it really can add some texture and really make it not feel so just like a monolithic. It makes it feel like it has, a little bit more depth to it, and you can feel some of it makes it 3D a little bit more, I think. So I put that in there, and I thought it was doing really well, but there was still something quite missing, like just something that just quite missing. So I grabbed Tobacco Absolute after thinking about it for a while, and that really started to do the trick. However, I wanted to get more of a tobacco note like you would expect from a real world tobacco. So I used a couple things. It's not as in-depth of an accord as I used for something like Treachery. However, I did use some of the same materials, like I used Cathalis, which is gonna give it more of that dried tobacco feel. And then I also used like a caryophyllene beta, which is kind of like a spicy material, naturally extracted. And then finally, I added beeswax Absolute, because I thought a good honey note would really pull the tobacco and then Immortelle together to kind of form more of a unified middle of the fragrance, and something that would help pull it easily down to the base as it progresses. So it starts off with that big breath of fresh air, that fruity undertones of a white flower, and also evergreen. And then as it evolves, you're going to get more of that tobacco. You're going to get the Immortelle. You're going to start to get more of that richness to it, and then eventually you're going to get down to the labdanum. You're going to get to that thick, rich, resinous base, and it's just so enveloping and warm and comforting. You just want to slip into it, and it's almost like a sauna or something. You just feel it, it feels like it really wraps you up. So that's what I really love about this fragrance. It's maybe different than others I've made in the past. However, I still feel like it has some of my signatures in that it has kind of a juxtaposition of different materials, stuff and using that contrast to bring out different facets of the materials that you might not get on their own. However, it is something quite new, and I'm really excited to share it for that reason. It's on sale now. And then samples will be available at American Perfumer, as always. And also it will be in my discovery set as well, so you can try that out along with all the other fragrances that I carry. And then if you sign up for the marketing emails at checkout, because to send you the email coupon for the credit for the sample set, you're gonna have to sign up for the marketing thing, just because the marketing software doesn't want to spam you. And I get people asking me all the time, I'm sorry, but if I want the automatic discount, you have to opt in for the marketing thing, just because the marketing software it has a fail-safe, so people can't take advantage of you. And I guess that's a good thing, but you gotta check that box. I just wanna always try to throw that out there because I get so many questions about it. The other thing I will say now through the Cyber Monday, I said we, it's the royal we, because there's only one guy, it's me, I'm the entire company. But I will be putting advanced samples of barrel-aged treachery in with every full bottle purchased through Cyber Monday. I don't quite have the packaging done yet. There have been some hiccups and also some indecisiveness on my part trying to find the right packaging. Packaging's been a little bit difficult with all the supply chain issues, and I just want to make sure it's the right packaging, and I don't want to just do something that looks like everything else. I want to change it up a little bit for the barrel-aged fragrance. I think it should be special. However, it has been aging for 5 months, and I think it's really exciting and about ready to share. So I wanted to tap it and share where it's at with all of you. So if you purchase a full bottle of Sagan Dalya or any of the perfumes in the Maher Olfactive line, you'll get a free sample of barrel-aged treachery. And then like I said, you get the discovery set if you want to try Sagandalia, or you can go to American-perfumer.com and pick up a single sample from them. So I really look forward to getting that out to you, sharing it with you. It's something I'm super excited about and have been for a while. It took a while to age because of all the resins and the absolutes. It took a while to mature and really break down and get where I wanted it to be. That's kind of the disadvantage, but it's finally there. I can finally share it, and I'm super excited. So thanks for watching, thanks for tuning in, and thanks for all your support. It's been great, and I look forward to hearing your thoughts on this. Thank you.